That's what we usually do, man.
Yeah.
Just let the mic run and let our brains run and we catch up.
I like how you try and start the podcast when you know you're about to say something clever and smooth.
No, I'm not gonna lie. That time I did not. I ain't gonna lie.
Yes, you did. Get out of here. You waited until you pressed the space bar to say something.
I usually have my brain operating. Until I give it my command.
Hey,
my body does not move.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Yo, we got a good list for today.
We do.
Get a good list of topics. So we're gonna take our time today. We're about to go through it because I feel like we've been letting the audience down.
You think so?
Yeah, because we haven't been as consistent as we would have liked towards the end of the year. But I will give us this. We set goals when we first started this podcast journey, right? Mm-hmm. We set very specific goals about where we want to be numbers-wise, where we want to be equipment-wise, where we want to be in terms of branding-wise. And I think we've done that and then some. Sometimes you have to take a step back and you have to say, okay, what have we really done? Mm-hmm. Yeah? What have we done? And we've done pretty well. Alhamdulillah. We've done very well. So let's give ourselves an early shout out and round of applause. Right? Round of applause.
Pat on the back. Taking back to elementary school. It's funny because I remember teachers be like, yo, just give yourself a pat on the back. I'm like, dude.
What are you talking about?
That's not how I celebrate.
We turn up.
Nah, you like giving people high fives, you know?
Yeah.
At least high five. And the chest bump. Do people still do chest bumps? Or is that time of those ways? Do you ever see people run like, yeah, just
I think that was like a football thing.
That was a football thing, actually, yeah.
That's a football thing. You played football. I didn't play. I played football for a week. My mom actually reminded me of this.
You actually been a great football player, to be honest.
Bro. And I thought the same thing. First week of football practice.
Smack.
Bro, I got...
What do I do with this? Run!
I catch the ball. Run, Jabril, run! Like, bro, it was so funny because first week of practice, dude, the coach, we're doing like hitting practice, right? And so basically he has all the running backs.
Middle school, high school?
This was like early high school. This is my sophomore year of high school.
Okay.
But I was playing, like I wasn't able to make the team, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna play rec, and then next year I would try out for the high school team. Granted, my high school team at this point in time was number 1 in the nation.
I would say, I let people know what high school you went to
Oscar
before.
Smith,
they're in the background, probably laughing like bro was a senior on JV. You know what I'm saying?
Oscar Smith, baby. So, but because I knew I was like, I'm fast, like I'm strong enough, I guess. Yeah. So let me just. I was like, let me go to rec and let me test it out.
Okay.
Feeling myself. First like few practices, they were like, "Oh, this dude's nice." I was shaking.
Did you guys play pads or did you do a flag?
We were playing. No, we're doing pads. We're doing pads.
Okay.
So, and this is my first time doing pads, right?
Yeah.
So we go to this one practice where we're practicing getting hit, practicing where we're getting hit, right? So the coach, right before I go up, he tells the one dude, he was like, "Kill him." He was going, kill him.
You look at your mom like, is this safe?
Bro, so
fun?
I grabbed the football and I try to go through him. Dude hits me.
You even try to juke him.
That's what he didn't want to juke me. He wants to like take the hit, right? So dude hits me right while I'm holding the football in my right hand, and the top of my wrist like hits my stomach. And I broke my wrist.
You told me about breaking your wrist, but you never told me how it was.
Yeah, I never told you the full story.
Because you know I would start laughing.
Yeah, you would start clowning. Some things I had to keep
Put that shoulder down, bro.
Yeah, bro. So I basically, because as soon as I got up, I came up and he just boom, it hit me. Yeah, and I went straight down, bro. That joint swole, like, it was huge, bro. That joint was crazy.
I feel like the coach just set you up with stuff like that. Yeah, because they know you're new. He probably put you up against the hardest hitter.
Exactly. Yeah, bro. He set me up.
He probably like, hey, yo, practice on this man right here. You know, hit him low. Yeah. You should have jumped over him.
Bro, I should have just not got up. I should just not went to practice that day. End up having to teach myself how to write my left hand. So,
but you know what they say, right? Have the battle just showing up, and that's exactly what you did.
Yeah, I showed up and got a broken wrist for my troubles.
Got showed up and you messed up. The question is, did you play again or did you just drop?
I didn't play again because I broke my wrist right in time for me to not miss soccer season. And that was the year, and my sophomore year was the year where I really, really got into it. Like, I started practicing on my own a lot, and I started, like dedicating a lot of time to soccer. So, yeah, that was the year where I was like, yo, like I really enjoy this. I already did, but I was like full blown in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was surprised you actually put a positive spin to that. I didn't think that was possible after getting smacked like that. Bro, like, man, the sky's actually blue today. We're like, bro, we're playing under the lights, bro. It's 7 o'clock.
Hey, chill.
Would you recommend, because it's something that I battled between, if I have kids and child, when I have kids, will you put them in football if they would like to, or you be like, hey, this is too dangerous?
I mean, I'm going to push my kids to play a lot of sports that they like. I don't know about football. I don't like football because there's a lot of contact that involves the head. Kind of like
concussions.
Yeah, there's a lot of concussions. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like people don't really think about concussions, but they really mess you up.
NFL players like a good season. I mean, not a good season. Yeah, a good season. They probably last in their career maybe 10, 11 years, and that's like.
That's if they're lucky. That's if
like
they're lucky.
The Ray Lewis of the world. Yeah, they're lucky. But other than that, I see people 4 years and they're done. They can't take any more hits.
Yeah, bro, that's a lot, dog. Dog, you remember when Reggie Bush that one? I think who was it? The Dolphins?
The Eagles. When he got smacked by my boy Sheldon Brown. Remember that came off the screen. When I saw that hit, even though it was my team, I was like, bro.
Dog, that was bad. Like he's never been the same since.
Remember seeing that meme on Twitter, just like, you know what I'm talking about?
Like just think about it, just like ugh. But yeah, man, nah, I wouldn't put my kids in that. I would definitely try and persuade them to do soccer, basketball, and I like tennis. I'm a big fan of watching tennis or like track, stuff like that. I think individual sports are really important because mentally you gotta be solid mentally to do an individual sport.
I would rather have my kids wrestle than play football. Because wrestling is a lot of one-on-one, you versus that opponent, and then sometimes that's how life is. Like when you're on that mat against the opponent for 6 minutes, nothing else matters at that time. It's just you versus him and then the clock, right? Mm-hmm. So that shows a lot of discipline too, because you can't just show up to any match unprepared. In soccer, soccer, if you're a baller, you can show up without practice. In wrestling, if you don't work out and you don't hit weight, that means you're gonna be playing above weight, and you do not want to do that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because if you play above weight, those Bama's will smack you around.
Man, did you just call them Bama? Like, where you get these urban terms from? I have no idea.
Yeah, you guys never use Bama's?
No. Except for when she's a bad mama jam.
Hey, okay. Shout out Carl.
Oh yeah, let's go ahead and get this podcast rolling.
Man, what?
All right, give me the countdown, Mo. What's going on, everybody? This is Jabril Salam.
And Muhammad Hassan.
And you're listening to the Young and Muslim Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody. Assalamu alaikum. He was on point this time. Usually you don't know when to say that. At first you say in the beginning, but then the last few episodes you say
the last few episodes is like, I haven't done it.
No, man.
Dude.
Wait.
You know what's funny?
I'm expecting a good Jabril today. Actually, a great Jabril.
Oh, great. I'm on it, Mohammed.
That reminded me of The Black Knight, remember? Because we were just... No, it wasn't The Black Knight. What was that movie with Martin Lawrence?
Yeah, Black Knight.
Black Knight, yeah.
Black Knight.
He's like, okay, after me. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, we played around like this one talking about our artists like they're disappointed in us, bro. We fool around too much in the beginning.
Man, we love our audience.
I know, man. Hey, shout out to you guys because you guys are all awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say who else, but like we love our audience. I feel like we give them shout outs. We let them know that they're involved, and we want them to stay involved.
And bigger than that, we actually like try and hang out with you guys in real life.
Right, that's true. We don't hit you with the
We're too busy.
Exactly.
I mean, it's not like we're a big deal or anything.
True.
Yeah.
Was that a mini club? Mini club boost. Bro had to reel it back in. But talking about our audience, we got to give a big shout out to my man right here, man.
Who? All right, shout outs. What's happening? Shout outs.
our last episode, I don't want to talk about last episode. So Jabril and I have been going out and meeting new people, just like Jabril said. We've been trying to find more time to hang out with our listeners because we learn from them just as much as they learn from us, right? And we met this one Somali brother. His name is
Wais.
So
we met him at an event that we just started going to out in Alexandria because now I'm in Northern Virginia full time.
Yes.
Like I want to be around more young Muslims, go to events, this stuff that we didn't have where I'm originally from. So we're starting to take more advantage of these events and meet people who would be interested in listening.
You got to hit on point, and so those people that we meet up with every Wednesday at the American Muslim Society, we just changed the time from 7 to 9 to 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. because of Isha. You know, we've been starting late, and nobody really likes that. So they're called the Chit Chai crew. Obviously, chit chat, but chit and shy. And their whole theme is you come together with some, mashallah, I would say very bright, like-minded individuals, and we all share a cup of tea. Probably not just one, probably like 3 or 4 cups of shy, right?
I didn't get any last time.
You slacking. As soon as I got it, as soon as I was like, boom, boom. Especially at 11, and they usually...
No, I didn't get any because it ran out.
Oh, yeah. Well, it looks like, I don't know how long it's been going on for. I want to say 2 to 3 months. You think it's going long in that?
Yeah, I don't know. Like they said the other day, it doesn't. I can't remember though.
And Jabril and I joined 2 weeks ago because of mashallah, a young bright sister that invited us out there. Her name is Silwan. She's the one that told us all about the event. It's at the Muslim American Society. So if you're in the Northern Virginia area, specifically Alexandria, Arlington, Falls Church, Reston, Herndon, whatever, or if you're willing to drive up from DC, I don't think they mind. Unless you don't mind about the traffic, right?
Yeah, so shout out to her. Shout out to Sis Suwan. Because she really looked out for it. She's been a long time listening to the podcast.
Yes, she has.
So shout out to you and yours because you're amazing.
Love yours. So because she invited us out there, we met, mashallah, I want to say a good amount of young brothers and young sisters. So it wasn't just one-sided, right?
Yeah, that was the cool part.
That was the cool part because we were going to get there when I usually go to get-togethers, when it's majority Muslims, it's either more women or more Muslim men, right?
Yeah.
So to find something, I would say it's almost half and half.
Yeah, it's like even.
Almost like 58, almost like 50%.
Some brothers are forced to go because of their wives,
right? And they're just sitting in the corner like this. If the wife says anything, like, okay, great answer, honey.
I'm ready for TV.
All right. Who made this? Who made this shit?
Yeah.
But anyway, so we met a young brother, mashallah, Somalian, American, young Wais. That's how I say it, right? Wais, right? And we told him about our podcast, and usually when we tell people about our podcast, either they listen or they don't. He actually went on there and crushed that play button, man. For he went in and actually paid attention to a good amount of episodes. So big shout out, brother. We do appreciate it. Yeah. Inshallah, bro, so he gonna take you up on a one-on-one match, bro. Cause I know you're a huge basketball fan.
What?
Now, bro, we got to sacrifice somebody, either me or you, and I don't ball.
Yo, speaking of which, when we I guess we're gonna talk about the trip to the Bahamas, but you're talking about one-on-one. I played Kevin.
I heard.
So
who's Kevin?
One of our coworkers, this dude Kevin, one of the nicest dudes you'll meet. Real tall dude. I think he's 6'11". Yeah, maybe 7 foot, 6'11", 7 foot. Yeah. Me and him played 1-on-1, and I'm 6'1.5", as he duly noted for me. I told him I was 6'2". He says you're not 6'2", dude.
Playing. Pull out the ruler.
Yeah, he was like you're like 6'1.5".
No, I'm not.
So yeah, I'm 6'1.5". I've been telling people I'm 6'2", with shoes on. So
you can still get away with that, as long as he's not around.
But so we played 1-on-1 on the cruise, right? And at first he was crushing me. And I was like, damn, like this dude is
legit.
Yeah, like he's nice. But before we start playing 4v4, I hit one jumper. Like we had just stopped, and I hit the jumper to tie it up.
Yeah.
So me and him, we already said we need to get that rematch in. But yeah, shout out to Wais, listening, hitting the play button, man. Who else we got, Mo?
So I feel like this guy keeps coming back up. You already know my boy Mohammed Salah. Congratulations for the BBC African Player of the Year. Is that back to back?
Are you trying to sing that?
No, I tried.
Bro, that was horrible.
I know, bro.
You ain't Maxwell. All right, what's the news for Mohammed?
He got BBC African Player of the Year for 2018. Did he also get it last year too?
He got it 2 years in a row, and runner up was also Sadio Mane.
Was it?
He was also a Muslim brother and a Liverpool player.
What? That's double the treble.
Love it.
And if you didn't watch the game, they had a phenomenal game versus Napoli. I can't give Mo Salah all the credit because Alisson in the back.
Oh my
hands
goodness.
down, one of my favorite keepers now out.
Bro, that save was the definition. That was Black Mamba clutch.
But a lot of people are like, oh, well, he didn't do nothing. Like, as a keep, I can tell what's a good save and what's not. To be one-on-one with somebody like that in front of the goal and just open up your body, and he stayed low. Like, he didn't jump up, he stayed low and kept his foot out, right? And I think the ball hit his, like, knee or something like that.
Yeah, it hit, like, the thigh or whatever.
That was clutch, because that's not easy.
Bro, and then where the ball went after that, you know what I'm saying?
Didn't it go up? Up over the rim? I mean, I said the rim. Up over
No, like, it went back out, and then they cleared the ball out. So, like, the fact that it didn't, like, rebound back to the player, it didn't hit off of him and go on the goal. Like, you gotta have a strong leg.
Right. He didn't do the picket where he...
Pickford?
Pickford, yeah.
The picket. picket back out of bounds and put it in the net.
Right.
That's what he just did. Yeah, that was great. So, congratulations, Mohamed Salah. Round of applause for Mohamed Salah. All right.
Everybody loves that man.
Who else we got? Another M?
Next, yes, we do. Miss Michelle Obama, 2 million copies of her best-selling book, mashallah. Can you believe that, dude?
Yeah, Becoming. My mom actually just brought the book. Yeah, bro. She's like the new Oprah.
Dude, she's crushing it. She's so smart, too.
Oh, yeah, she's very intelligent.
Like,
she's everything that I think a man would want in a woman.
Yeah. Or in a mom. Well, I mean...
Bro.
Yeah, I mean, if Michelle Obama was my mom, I would not. I mean, that'd be awesome, actually. Don't ask me why.
But no, I'm content with my mom. I'm happy. I'm good.
Anybody want to switch moms? Only for a day. Hey, remember that Dave Chappelle skit? Was it
the switch parents? Yeah.
That was the switch spouses.
Yeah, switch spouses. Yeah. Oh man, he was like, I've heard of trimming the bushes, but you scorched the earth.
What he said?
He said, I heard of trimming the bushes, but you scorched the earth.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, bro, that was hilarious. Oh man. All right, what else?
Next, shout out. We got another M, man. These M's are just
another
rolling.
And this my girl.
This
She's
is
killing
Mariah Idrisi. So Jabril knows about her because he's the one that put me on to her. So he told me that she was the first hijabi model, right, to be put into a commercial.
Yeah.
You know what commercial that was?
It was an H&M commercial that they did on, I believe it was, I forget which piece of clothing it was, but it was on like diversity, and they had like different aspects of people all over the UK and stuff like that. And she literally was in the commercial for about like 5 seconds, and it stirred up a lot of controversy back in 2015. And since then, she's got a platform and she's been modeling, a little bit of acting here and there, but now she's doing a lot of humanitarian work, which is really dope. And she's out in Niger right now, working with the Islamic Relief of the UK. So she's out there in UK out there in Niger, working with the people out there. And I've just been watching her Instagram story, and it looks amazing. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, man. Keep doing your thing.
Yeah, so big shout out to her. Round of applause for all these shouts so far. I think we got a couple more.
It's a good mix too. For real. It's got some non-Muslims, majority Muslim, but
Yeah, hey, Michelle Obama, she's one of a kind, bro.
True. Next up, this is one of our good friend of ours. We still have not met her, so that's kind of.
Right.
I don't think it's weird. I think it's more of a disappointment than anything.
Yeah,
right?
that we haven't met her yet. Yeah.
So this is for our girl, mashallah, Nasima. Shout out. Salam. We finally got so because we couldn't meet her in person because our schedules are very busy and so is hers, very hectic. We decided to compromise for Instagram Live, which wasn't much of a compromise because I think we didn't lose anything and she didn't lose anything.
No, we all gained something that night. It was a great Instagram Live. So yeah, if you guys don't already follow us on Instagram, make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Young and Muslim.
I'm surprised.
The letter N, and then Muslim. So Young and Muslim.
Yeah, man, the people are getting more out of the lives than we ever thought was going to come from it, to be honest.
Crazy. Look, man, hey, all it takes is one decision. And from there, Allah takes control.
Just keep moving forward. So, when we had the live with her, because there's a lot of questions in regards to like journalism and the importance of Muslims in the media and the representation that we had.
Yeah.
And what I liked about her, she killed a lot of stereotypes in regards to the whole fake news thing. She's like, look, if you're reading something, you have to have the initiative to look for the haq, right? To look for the truth. That means you may have to look. You have to look at more than just one article. Who's sourcing that article? When was it written? I've seen people share stuff on Facebook like, oh my God, it's crazy. But it was written 6 years ago.
Oh yeah, or like this person died, but they died 2-3 years ago, bro. People,
Which one was that?
It was the Willy Wonka joint. They had to do Willy Wonka.
Yeah. And Eddie Murphy too. They try to say Eddie Murphy died.
Bro, they try to say Sylvester Stallone died, right? They'll say, "Oh, he's dying." You know why they did that?
Oh, he's dying,
bro. You know why? Because for the set of Rocky, he had cancer. So this dude was walking around looking like he had cancer. So somebody got a picture of him and put it out there that he was dying.
That is crazy.
So yeah, like what she was saying was extremely relevant. Like we're in this age of information where so much information. How do you make the truth come to light? You know what I'm saying? How and there's so many mediums that people are neglecting. Like you know, she's really in the written medium. She's not so much in the visual or the audio. So how do you get people to actually read their articles? You know, and these are people who are doing amazing work.
Right.
And that's really what she does. She handles the social engagement for the media company that she works for. But, you know, alhamdulillah, it was really good to know that she had ambitions beyond what she's doing. She wants to open her own media company and include, like, I think she said, like, creative writing, and she wants to...
And journalism.
Yeah, and journalism, and make it something where people can have more outlets to express themselves, but then also give relevancy to the topics that really do matter.
Exactly right, and that's on point. I mean, one thing that I got from her that was, I think, very important for all of us to kind of keep in mind is that if you see something that you no longer want to see, just hit the unfollow button, right? Yeah. It's very practical. And a lot of people just, I'm not saying they don't have the self-control or just don't realize what's going on, but she was saying a lot of that negativity that comes from us on a daily basis can be stopped just in regards to who you follow. She said the people that she follows, like people like us, other journalists, or she sees pictures of like people traveling, other like Muslims like making moves and stuff like that. So, and she told us that she can't be on the internet for too long because then she gets bogged down with the fake stuff. You know? So she has very limited in regards to what she looks into. Yeah, man. And we did a radio show, and I think we talked about it a little bit on the last podcast. But you start feeling depressed about your life. You start comparing, and I think that's really what social media has trained us to do, is to compare our lives. Like to everybody. Yeah, to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like even the people that we like even our best friends, we're comparing ourselves to them because we're in a position now where you see every move that they make and they're advertising like they're living the life. That's why I haven't posted any pictures from the Bahamas. Because I don't want people thinking, oh my God, he's living the dream. Like, you know, one thing I want to start doing is I want to post more pictures that aren't of me. Right, so when I went to the Bahamas, I posted a picture of the water. Right, another photo I had was a picture of the mic. I don't know. I feel like that's something that I can do. It would just put light on something else outside of me. If you know what I'm saying? Because when I go on Instagram, all I see is pictures of selfies people. And stuff. Whether it's, you know, like I'm not mad that you got new clothes and you're fresh. Like that's cool. But if all your photos are like that, it's kind of like, why am I following you? Unless it's my good friend. Right? Yeah. Well. To your point, I think that we've gotten away from sharing experiences and we just share us. Oh man, I think that's more. Yeah, you broke it down perfectly. Because I don't think there's anything wrong with you sharing a picture of yourself, but if it's just you and you're in the bathroom, or it's you and you're looking fresh, you got it, bro. You close that up, man. You got it. Say less. Say less, man. All right, I got it. It's more about the experiences, right? I feel like we are losing that touch. All right, next. So true. Next. Leave it on a high note. Keep going, girl. Shout out. No. She also got followed. She got followed by Mona, the MC. MC out of Jersey. The hijabi MC. She's actually very dope. I listened to her album, and it's pretty good. Really? Yeah, it's actually really good. We're gonna talk about music because there's some things that I've been waiting to talk about for months, and I've been stopping them. Yeah, and you've been stopping me every single week. You know what? Like bro, every episode we get away from it, but we ain't getting away from this week because there's some musicians that I'm calling out because y'all been putting out some bull. Ooh. And then I'm going to shout out some of mainly Muslim women who've been putting out very good music. And I had the chance to like listen and ride. I have an hour commute to work now, so it's like, all right, bet. Let me pop this sister in. Let me go ahead and listen to this brother. But what I'll tell you is this, brothers, y'all dropping the ball. Let's move on. We'll come back to that. Y'all gonna have to wait on that. Whatever you do not press that pause button. We going in. Next is another football fanatic, 27-year-old Baghdad. I don't want to butcher it. Baghdad Bonadaj, I think. Bonadaj. Baghdad Bonadaj. 27-year-old who's killing the game right now out in Qatar, mashallah. He is playing for the Al Sadd, which is one of the top leagues out there. He's an Algerian striker. So he So he beat the single season record, had about 28 goals in 2018, and he's still going. And that wasn't just in his league, right? Overall, he's had 58 goals
this year.
So that's matching with the likes of Ronaldo, Messi, Salah. He even had one game where he scored, right? Lewandowski. He had a goal. He had a game where he had 7 goals in one game. His team won 10-1. So I didn't know if he was playing people that were actually healthy or people.
Yo, I think that dude is missing an ear. Like, yo, he was playing against some 14-year-olds.
Is there offsides in Qatar? I don't know how those leagues actually go.
It's crazy.
We're not gonna take nothing away from you, brother. Mashallah, you crushed it.
Yeah.
By the will of Allah.
We already did that one.
Yeah, but we're definitely gonna go back into that again.
Yeah, we'll break there.
Coming soon. Next, mashallah, I know we haven't talked about...
we're still shout outs, right?
Yeah.
Right, give my man's a round of applause, dog.
Right, yeah, I'm like, what? Hey. Crushing the game. So next, it is Huda, who is the creator of the Yes, I'm Hot in This comic series, mashallah. So her first collection of comics is out on Amazon. It dropped December 11th. So if you don't follow her, go on Instagram. Yes, I'm hot in this. So what she basically portrays is an everyday Muslim woman going through the struggles of wearing a hijab, as you can see in her name. Yes, I'm hot in this. She's hilarious. She's very practical.
It's very funny.
And I mean, she tells about real life scenarios. You would think that she makes this stuff up, but this is stuff that she runs through on a day-to-day basis. So shout out Huda. Hey, Huda, if you listen to this, or if anybody knows Huda, tell her we are looking for her. We definitely want to get her on this podcast, either as a guest or Instagram Live. Because I know that there was an episode I listened between Huda and Noor, who is the host of this Muslim Girls podcast.
Shout out to her too.
Shout out. I think she's on every episode. Mashallah.
We always got her.
We always got her on our mind.
But you know why? And I'm gonna say this for people that we've worked with and people who have inquired about, getting up on the podcast or working with us doing lives.
What's different?
You gotta be engaged. And one thing that Noor does extremely well with us, and we do back with her, we talk to them on a regular basis, and she reaches out to us on a regular basis. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, and we talked about this as well. When you want to work with somebody, it has to be a two-way street.
Yeah.
It can't be, I want to get you guys, I'm sorry, the opposite. I want to be on you guys' platform, right? And I'm not going to listen to any of your episodes. I'm not going to like any of your posts. I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to show you any love, but I want to get up there to put myself on blast. And what I'm doing, get out of here.
Yeah.
No. That's not how this works. And I know, we talked about earlier, and you're like, oh, why are you blown about it? But it blows me because I feel like there's such a feeder mentality. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to eat off of somebody, right? But they never want to give food. This is a potluck. You feel me? Mm-hmm. You have to bring something to...
When somebody comes to the table, it's only a matter of time till you just keep feeding them until you're like, dude, what have you brought us? And we've never been the type to look at what somebody else has in their hands. But the day comes when it's like, yo, where's the trade-off, right? We're just giving, but there's nothing that you're giving us. We're not saying we're asking anything of you, but I guess it's just a commitment thing, right?
Nah, bro, it's respect, dog. It's the principle thing, dog. It's the principle. The people that we're shouting out these people because we consider them friends. We consider them friends of the podcast, friends of ourselves, personal friends.
Part of our family.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. They're not just hitting us up can we get on your podcast so we can, so spread our message. What do you guys want to collaborate on? What do you want to work on for us? And it's not by coincidence that all the people we shout out have reached out in that way, hey, we want to do something with you guys. We feel the same way, you know what I'm saying? And we have a platform and we have an audience that would be interested in that. So it isn't about numbers, it isn't about fame, it isn't about glory and none of that stuff. It's literally about how can we help one another? So when somebody comes at you from that angle of, I want this from you guys, but there's no indication of how it's going to help benefit both of us as a whole, dog, back up.
But I mean, if you think about it, right, just look at the Prophet, right, peace and praise be upon him, and his comrades, which are the Sahaba, right? Everything that the Prophet was teaching them, peace and praise be upon him, was community, right? Community life. Let's work together to get something done. There wasn't one Sahaba that was all in it for himself, right? Trying to show to the Prophet how good he was around everybody else. It was what can we do to better ourselves, right? What can we do to make this community better? And I feel like the people that we're working with are helping with that. You know, obviously we run into a few different people that may not be in the same wavelength than us, but that's okay. I mean, that's gonna happen, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm just calling it out.
Yeah, I mean,
it has to be addressed. It has to be called out. Because everybody runs into those people, man. We run into what we call them, leeches. They're leeches. Like, I mean, this might not be.
Do you think? Well, I understand the leeches portion, but what about those other people on the other end that aren't giving people a chance to get on their podcast and their platform? Because right now, like, the people that we're bringing on is people that want to work with us, and the people that want to work, that we want to work with them, they want to work with us, right?
Yeah,
I feel like there are other Muslims that may have a platform. I don't want to say they think they're too good, but it's like, hey, you know, how many followers do you have?
I mean, we've done that.
But it was more like, hey, what impact are you making, right? I mean, we've gotten people on, we're connected with people that have like 200, 300 followers. We have 200 ourselves, right? But the impact that we're making is larger than our following base, right? Because that following base has very quality people, and we actually see these people. These aren't just fake accounts, right? These are people we're actually meeting with, right?
Yeah.
Talking to them, telling us what's going on. So I just think there's a difference, and I wish more people on the other end were also doing that, giving other people, the smaller followers, a chance to share their message.
Yeah. But again, I think it's quality over quantity,
yes,
right?
100%.
So
100%.
like, yeah, you might have 10,000 followers, but like, what value do you bring?
And that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
What value do you actually bring to it? Like, somebody might look at us and be like, yo, like, I don't want you guys on because I don't think you guys can aid to what I'm what I want to contribute to. And that's cool. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? I understand that completely. So, can't be mad at it. You can't be mad at somebody else for not sharing what they have.
Okay, that was actually pretty.
You feel me?
Pretty simple, but that kind of hit me deep.
Yeah, like,
can you say that again?
You can't be mad at somebody for not sharing what they have or what they heard.
Even if you're willing to share, but maybe they don't want what you have.
But exactly, you might not be the type of person I want to share with.
Do you think that is like an expectation that we have as a younger generation, us expecting everything?
Well, for the sake of us keeping this about Muslims, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think as Muslims, we are supposed to keep an open heart and
yes.
and open door policy sort of deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think you also have to use your brain. You have to use your common sense and be smart about the people. Like, you have to. We were talking about today. I've been trying to listen to my heart, keep an open heart, open mind, and open ears.
Typically, not everybody's like worth like your emotion, right? Because you're usually emotionally invested with other people, and you have to. It's like a bank account. You have to continuously put money in that emotional bank account. I got that from Stephen Covey, if you guys don't know.
It's good.
If you guys don't know, but I've been burned so many times that as a Muslim. I remember when I met you, Jabri, like, yo, because you in the same way. Your dad's a helping individual, and your dad's been burned. My dad's been burned. I even tell my dad, I'm like, why do you keep helping that guy if he keeps doing the same thing over and over, not showing up or not committing or not respecting you? He's like, because we're Muslim, because fear Allah. But it gets to the point, like, does that person fear Allah? Knowing what they're putting us through, like putting my family through, but they don't think that way. But my mom says, don't worry about that because you'll get the blessings. I understand that I want the blessings, but it's only people.
You also want justice.
So much.
You also want justice, bro.
Justice.
You want justice.
I'm talking about conserving my energy because there's only much I have throughout the day. But justice is a good point.
Like, look, man. Don't look. I'm not going to shoot down any blessings that Allah will give, but at the same time, you want what is fair as well for yourself and for your family.
Our Lord is a fair Lord.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, like fairness, blessings in the hereafter are good, right? But in this life, we also want to fight for what is fair for ourselves as well, because we know our worth, we know what we bring to the table, and there are certain people that also know that, and they try to take advantage of you.
They do.
You know what I'm saying?
They do.
So I think that I'm like cutting in and out.
Are you still there?
No, I can't hear me.
You're back now.
Oh, my wires. Okay, that's weird. I just put all the wire out there. Yeah, like it's important that you know that, man, because people will always want to try and take advantage of what you have to offer. So that was just a rant, bro. I just had to address it.
It was a good one, actually. It wasn't a rant. It was actually very
open up some conversation.
Right? Strategic. So while we're still on the shout outs, I wanted to give my good friend a shout out back from high school. His name is Marco Lukic, and he hit me up today, subhanAllah. Was like, yo, Mo, I need a favor. Yeah. It was on the day we were gonna record. So he hit me up on Instagram. I was like, what up, Mo? How you doing? Just want to holler at you. Holler. Do people say holler?
I want to holler at you.
Want to holler at you real quick regarding this organization I'm working for called North Star. Never heard of it. We run a workshop that teaches languages, mainly English, and other skills to refugees and asylum seekers from all over the Middle East.
MashaAllah.
MashaAllah. Our primary motive is to create a safe place for a lot of kids and teenagers that come from these war-torn regions. We also work with other local organizations to deliver necessary aid to the government centers where the refugees are located around the city. We're located in Belgrade, Serbia. And this is Jabril's first time hearing it too, so this is live. One of the main transit zones. For a lot of the people come from Afghanistan, Iraq, and Syria. I'm teaching Serbian and English at the workshop, but also going to start running the digital marketing and social media. And we talked about how important that is, right? Mm-hmm. I'm really trying to increase the amount of private donations from USA and was wondering if you can shout us out to your listeners to get our name out there. I would also love to catch up and maybe do a Google Meetup if you're ever free to learn more about your podcast and some of the stuff that you are doing. Sorry for the long messages. Love and respect. So,
man.
Here's my boy Marco, man. You can follow him on Instagram if you want to learn more about the initiative. It's Mlukic. That's MLUKIC. Tell him that Momo Walls sent you. He'll know exactly who that is.
Momo Walls?
That's who's coming back in high school.
Wow. Okay, all right. Cool.
Yes.
How'd you get that nickname, bro?
I'm a goalie and no soccer ball used to get past me, so he used to call me Momo Walls, you know? So, wall was a good thing, but now wall is a very bad
Momo
thing.
Wall and Mono Balls.
Yes, and we're not talking about any wall reference into Trump because we do not believe in that wall. The only wall that I use is in the
I don't know, bro. The wall's kind of appealing to me.
You think so? We should go back to the Berlin days, right? The Berlin Wall.
Put it up.
How well did that go?
Put it up and lock her up.
Right. So, yes, we will love to help you out, even though I haven't asked Jabril yet. This is officially me asking Jabril. Okay, cool. And then he's like, yeah, we can do a Google Hangout. I was like, yeah, we can, or we can just go live. That's what I told him. I was like, we can just go Instagram live.
Let's do it live.
So he said, as soon as the website is up, so anybody that wants to, donate or just help out, just hit us up. He's going to give me some more information this week.
Well, make sure you watch our Instagram lives and make sure you keep an eye out for the Instagram lives. Like, I follow a lot of people that go live all the time and so on and so, and I'm pretty sure everybody else does as well. But our Instagram lives are very, very thought provoking. They're very genuine. Excuse me, and I mean, you don't want to miss these because we're not just trying to pull up celebrities, and it's not just us talking about ourselves. Like most of the time, we aren't even talking.
Bro, the last one we had, I don't think the guy even asked us one question about what we were doing.
No, right?
But move on.
But we do the Instagram lives for people who are just doing regular people who might just be doing extraordinary things within the ummah. So watch these lives, right, and give your attention to these people. Matter of fact, I want to catch up with Asala, sister Asala.
You want to see how she's doing?
Yeah, the Algerian sister who's out in Calais, France. Mm-hmm. Right, she's helping refugees out there in Calais. She should be back by the end of the winter, so eventually we want to catch back up with her and see. Okay,
get an update, right?
Yeah, get an update,
awesome.
See how the experience went because that's somebody that we got nothing from. She just asked us. She reached out, said, "Hey, how would you guys mind helping us out?" And we ended up raising, I think, $900 for her. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So alhamdulillah, we have this platform and we want to be able to use it to help other people. Even if we might be broke as two left shoes ourselves, you know what I'm saying? So that's the way we like to give zakat, and we want to encourage all you guys to tune in for what we're bringing, and inshallah, it's something that can help you guys or something that you can support in the future.
All right, cool. So next shout out. It might be the last shout out, but
so let's give a round of applause to our man Marco.
Yes, thank you, Marco.
I like how we're so in sync with the claps. Like we're not even timing it. We're not timing or anything. It's just it's on off.
But it doesn't even matter if he's a non-Muslim or what. He hits up. He's doing something great. Easy.
Look, oh you who believe.
That's it, my man. Say, bro, with those one-liners today. Goodness gracious. Well, it might be the coffee or the Chipotle.
Oh, I'm drinking water.
Water.
I need
Alright,
water.
next thing, shout out to brother Ismail. That was his name today, right?
Brother Ismail.
The khatib that went up today and gave us
Bro.
a great khutbah.
Hey, let me get some water before we. Hey, you can go ahead and breathe them a little bit. Go ahead.
So, well, even before I go into the khutbah, so this is Jabril's first time coming with me to Jummah up here in Northern Virginia, right? We're out here in Leesburg, and I told him to come to the community that I'm always around, and that is MCCL. That is the Muslim community of Leesburg, and they have 2 locations. Mashallah, right now they're growing and expanding. One location is on Cyclin out in Leesburg, which is the actual masjid. They have bought the land, they've got the permits, but now it's expanding. They have like a little, right now they have like a temporary masjid that they're working until they can raise the funds to actually make the full-blown, things like $1 million masjid or whatever, but it's worth it because the community is huge over here. But right now,
Battery's ready to die.
Right now the Jummah is broken up, so the other half go to the Clarion Hotel. So Jabril, like, as soon as he pulled up, he's like, "Oh, Mo, I thought it was a masjid." I was like, "Yeah, it's a masjid, but we just want to compare it to the hotel." He's like, "Dude, why don't you go to the masjid?" I was like, "Bro, because he took forever." So for work, you had to wrap up a call, so we had to go to the local one, or we were going to come there late. And if we come there late, the Angels was not going to document our name.
Whoa, no, that's not true.
Jummah.
But we get to Jummah. Just because you're late doesn't mean that it doesn't count. Because if that was the case, then nobody would go.
I don't make the rules yet, but I wanted more points to come. The brother had, he actually had a very good topic that has never in my life, I'm 26 years old, has ever been brought up at a Jummah or at a mosque discussion at all, and it was in regards to sex.
Yeah.
Right. Not only sex, like the physical aspect, but the scientific aspect of it as well, like growing up, about your hormones, how to react to stuff like that. And he was saying that it's not things that we talk in the Muslim community, and I was like, you're absolutely right. When I was younger, right, they asked me if I wanted to join the FLE class or kind of opt out, and I was like, if I opt out, who's teaching me this, right? So I was like,
someone had to show you what all them SUs look like.
I opted in, and that just scarred me. And it's crazy. The people that were teaching this workshop or this class are usually the people that commit those crimes, in regards to like being like a pedophile, or just you hear teachers sleeping with the students and stuff like that. So it's like kind of ironic. The people that are teaching these classes are usually the offenders.
Whoa! You can't assume that. You can't assume that the person.
I'm talking about for me. We had a high school incident. Who one of the basketball coach and the PE teacher that teaches those classes 10 years later had an incident with
I mean, all right, but that's.
I don't want to say that's a correlation, but hey, it sounded good.
Hey, can you turn me down a little bit? Maybe just down the headphones.
Is that straight?
Just a little bit more.
That's straight.
Yeah, straight. Yeah, we hella loud.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Brother Ismail, he talked about sex and sexuality and how we don't talk about those things, right? Like we see a lot of the stuff that goes on in the news and just society, you know what I'm saying? You spend a little bit of time out in society and is just hectic, all the stuff that the kids are exposed to. And as you said, most kids, he said he did a study and it was like, out of all these Muslim,
he didn't do a study.
He was looking at a study that his sister did in Canada, a doctor in Canada, and she was asking teens, I think it was between 16 and like mid-20s, like if they ever had premarital sex, and it was like 77% or 2/3 of them said they had 66%, right? And then out of them, she said that 4% of them actually got sexual education through the mosque, and 77% of them got it from public schools, right? And then I assume the rest of them just didn't get it at all.
Yeah.
So you know what I think is interesting about what he was saying was that, you know, he was telling people, like in his courses that he does, that, you know, he teaches boys mainly because, you know, he's a man, so I assume he wouldn't be comfortable talking to women about it. Is how to control your urges and how to deal with just like becoming a man, you know what I'm saying? Like going from being, you know, 12 years old and playing with toys to wanting to, you know, hook up with girls and stuff like that, right? So I thought that was really cool because majority of the people in there were older.
Bro, you played with toys until you were 12?
I mean,
I must have grew up fat. I was paying bills at that age.
Listen, I had my learner's permit at 12.
Bro got G.I. Joe.
My man Mo
I
had
was
a
hanging
full.
out with Ed and Flo at that time. The Flo came up for like
Hey, my man Mo had a full beard at 10. Dog, I just got a full beard at 26.
What are you talking about, Toys?
Toys, my man says, I am no longer boy. I am man.
Welcome.
I am no longer Mo. I am Muhammad.
But no, I mean, one thing that he said that I thought this was, he broke, he shattered my mind with this, right? One thing I thought was like, yo, the reason why we don't bring up, sex is because if you bring it up, it'll happen, right?
Yeah, that's how parents be thinking. Yeah.
That's what I thought it was. But he's like, no, like, if you don't bring it up, then you leave it up to chance.
You leave it up to somebody else
to
teach them.
I was like, dude, I believe that in every other aspect of life, but not what? But this aspect is the same thing, right?
Yeah. You know what's crazy? Like, because my parents were kind of shy about talking about it, right?
Yeah.
And he mentioned how like the prophet, he there was a woman that came up and asked him about like, what do you do when you have like wet dreams or like I don't know what it is for like women, but I guess it's the same thing. He was like, you make ghusl, right? And he was very straight up, and I think that we have to have applied. Look, the moral of the story is.
Listen, he didn't give her the whole like. She'd be like, "Why'd you do it?"
Yeah, but look, I saw this thing on Twitter, right, where this sister who we follow, she follows us, really cool sister. I don't know her real name, but that's besides the fact. She was talking about how like Muslim women also they're human, like they think about sex and stuff like that too, right? And so all these men were like, oh, you heifer, da 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 da, like going at her, like, why would you say like women talk like that? Like that's not being modest. But it's like, yo, at some level, y'all have to understand that like women are real people. Right. Like we all have this instinct to want to have sex and enjoy it. So it's like yo, at some level, you have to be real about it. Like you're not just this brick wall that doesn't feel any sort of sexual emotion. Right, and so after Juma, I pulled Brother Ishmael aside, and I was talking to him, and I was like, I actually gave a similar khutbah before, not so in depth, but kind of just trying to hit on a bit, right? And one thing that we don't talk about, especially in the Muslim community, just a side step to that is in Hinduism and Buddhism, like they talk about the act of sex because it is. It has a high spiritual acceptance in their religion, right? Like it's a big part of their religion because it's a big spiritual act. And even in our religion, we believe that sex has a large part of you in it, and so you have to be careful who you give that part of yourself to. It's an extremely powerful and spiritual part of yourself, and we avoid talking about it. Because we're scared, like you said before, that we talk about it, it's going to want people to just do it, right? So I thought that was interesting, and people just don't talk enough about why. Like we know, okay, don't have sex before marriage is haram, so on and so forth, but why, right? And so you ask your parents, like, just because it says it.
Just like anything else, because it's haram,
Because it's haram, but why? Right, so how can we dive into this? Like I said before, because sex is such an intimate and such a crucial part of who we are as humans, spiritually and physically and emotionally. Like every part of you is involved in a sexual act, in sex. So when you share that with somebody who you truly care about and who you hopefully love.
You want to spend the rest of your life with. Inshallah.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's something so powerful, but we've been conditioned to just give it away so easily.
Yeah.
Based off of only one aspect, and that's physicality. We don't care about spirituality. We don't care about emotional stability. We don't care about any of the other lees, right? We just care about the physical attractions. So, and I mean, I'm no saint, so it's like, this is me being able to speak on the topic from a certain distance, you know what I mean? But yeah, dude, like that was just really cool. It was really cool to see a imam talk about that and somebody that was actually really young, you know what I mean?
It was he was saying that what you were talking about, brother, if you take out the whole spiritual aspect of it and the emotional aspect of it, right, and the religious aspect of it, then it kind of, in regards to the priority they bring, it comes really down on the bottom of the totem pole, right? But when you insert those other aspects of it, it brings it to the top with a whole bunch of other things that are really important. So thank you, brother Samir. Big shout out for having a conversation that a lot of people aren't willing to have, right? And, you know, standing behind it and, you know, really spearheading that, mashallah.
Mm-hmm.
Big round of applause for him.
Yeah, big round.
We're not in sync with that. But if you have any children that are in the Leesburg, Virginia area between the ages of 10 to, I think it's 16, hit us up. We'll get you in touch with Brother Ismail. He is doing that class. And if we have some sisters or some women, Muslim women that have their daughters that would like to join, if, you know, that's what our listener base contains, then hit us up as well, because he said he also has some, mashallah, some ambitious sisters that are also looking to take that on. So, yep.
Oh, hey, shout out to the NYM soccer team. We end up getting on a soccer team, and I just got WhatsApp.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I didn't understand, like, because I'm African American, so like WhatsApp isn't something that like we were using with a purpose, you know, me and my peoples, but like I understand why you guys use it now. It's like so convenient, you know what I mean?
Heck yeah.
But yeah, there's 9 of us in this group, and we are going to be on the soccer team. So I'm actually extremely hyped. Indoor 66. Momo Wall is going to be in the goal for us. I'm going to be in the back in the center back with
protecting.
What's the one brother's name?
A lot of people. Uthman.
Osman.
The glasses, yes, I do remember him. Trust me.
What is it again?
Uthman.
Uthman.
Yes.
Yeah. It's kind of like Osman, you know, just like the American Osman. Uthman.
You mean Osman?
You mean Osman, bro? No. I mean, Dutch. Boy, that is the biggest thing. Like trying to learn everybody's names and remember all of them is crazy, bro.
That's why they created the WhatsApp. You just bring in like the list. They got the list right here, right? Just to get everybody's name.
Yeah, but that's for the other group.
Please send a name and a picture. We gotta know who you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Let's keep these shout-outs rolling, man. Our show is like 40% shout-outs.
Not yet, bro. Yeah, we still haven't finished shout out, but you know the shout outs are kind of like a mixture between like recent events and then just people that are doing dope things out in the community. So shout out to all you people, because if you are doing something dope in the community and you want us to, you know, to like shout it out, like send it to us and kind of talk to us a little bit, and let's, you know what I'm saying, don't just like send us
make us feel good.
Yeah, you gotta schmooze us a little bit, like
butter us up.
Tell me I look pretty.
But please don't lie.
Oh, you're funny. Shout out to Sulwan's little sister, Sarah. Today, alhamdulillah, was her first day wearing the Qiyam. So now she is qualified as a quote-unquote hijabi.
We came up with that.
So, all right. So, look, we're going to sit here and address this. But before we do that, congratulations, Sarah.
Yeah, we said we were going to talk about this.
Yeah, congratulations. Big round of applause for us, Sarah.
And not this. We would definitely talk about this. Congratulations, Sarah. Mashallah. Keep it going. And remember, it's just between you and Allah. Nobody else.
Absolutely. So what I was referring to before is the term, like, my mom gets so agitated when she hears hijabi, right? Because she's like, it's a made-up term.
Yeah, it's not even.
It's not a real thing. And then my dad, like, they've done so much research that, like, to say you wear a hijab is wrong, because a hijab is indeed a veil, but the way that it is contextualized in the Quran is not a head wrap. He said when you look it up,
it's more like a shield, right?
It's more like a shield, a veil, a shield between a woman and, you know, outsiders, right? But a qiyam is Arabic for like the scarf,
the actual
right? the actual physical clothing. Piece of clothing.
Yeah.
So
shout out to being a new Kiyami.
Kiyami.
That's a new word we just came up with.
Sounds like somebody's name. Kiyami.
Kiyami on the beat.
Hey. I got London on the track. All right. Let's not.
Oh man.
Hey, we have
movement.
Hey, what song comes to mind when you hear that?
We got London on the track.
Yeah, I got London on the track.
With
Rich Homie Quan.
Yeah, Rich Homie Quan and Young Thug. It's that lifestyle. You know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
It's a song called Lifestyle. It goes, but.
Bro, oh man, I can't remember the song. I feel like it's a Rich Homie Quan song. Mm-hmm. No, you know the one.
T.I.'s on it too.
Bro, you know the one song. I be feeling like the man when I walk through.
Oh,
I understand when I walk through.
That was my jam. When I was back at TFC.
Bro, what dog?
I was like cleaning trash. I was like, hey, Bella like the man.
Alright.
All right. Let's get back on track. Get back on track. So, shout out to the Fit Muslim. We did Instagram live with him, and he really did shed some light on some physical aspects and some nutritional facts for Muslims.
Boom, boom, beam.
A lot of people did appreciate it, especially the fact when it came to just intermittent fasting or just question about different diets and what they should do. But long story short, take care of your body. Make sure you work out. Men, women, doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
Make sure you keep the top of your list. Also, make sure when you eat in proportions and learn more about your body. See if you're a breakfast person, lunch person, dinner person.
Yeah.
He recommended that the first 2 hours when you wake up, do not eat anything. Gives your time for your body to start, pumping through some of those calories and everything like that. So he was saying just wait a little until you have breakfast and do not eat an hour before you sleep.
Nice. That's the nutritional fact today. What I thought was interesting about the live, just say this really quick, we can move on, I guess.
Yes.
Was that his target audience isn't women. And at first I thought it was being like misogynistic, and so that's why I asked. I was like,
which is good.
So what? You don't want to like help women? He was like, no, because if you look up Muslim fitness, all the fitness people are women. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, okay, word. And so his target audience are men who are between the ages of like 25 to 40, because he said that those are the ones who just go home and sit on the couch, they work and they don't do anything, they're not active.
Cycle.
Yeah, look, and for everything he said, I totally agree with. But what's wild is like,
what?
I see so many of us who are still playing soccer, who are still going out and doing stuff like that. Like even something that small can make a very big difference in your health.
Mm-hmm.
There's, I try and tell, my parents and any older people in my family, like, hey, like, y'all should just try and sign up for some sort of class or like over 60 basketball or what have you, you know what I'm saying? Like, stay in the mode of being healthy, exactly. And it'll help you a lot, So I think that's definitely something that we see in the Muslim community, especially foreigners in America, where, it's very much like the wife stays at home, the man goes and work, because neither one of them can exercise or mentally staying like creative and productive. I think that is huge.
I think, dude, that might be like a whole episode in itself, to be honest.
I mean, we're on the mics right now, bro. Break it down.
Break it down. But one other thing that he was saying is like, look, if you don't have the time to go out there and physically work out, then just incorporate into your everyday routine. Try to walk, right? Mm-hmm. You can go with like a group of like Muslim women. You guys have all children. Go out there and walk with your kids, walk your dog, whatever. So it's like, it's a lifestyle change. Instead of taking the elevator, take the steps, right? If you see that donut, one of your coworkers brings in Dunkin' Donuts that morning, don't eat it, right? Switch that out for an apple. So he was saying it's a lifestyle change, just small stuff like that can really change it. So right now, unless you have anybody else you want to shout out, bro?
Shout out to the Bahamas, bro.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to the Bahamas.
Shout out to the Norwegian crew. They went to work. They didn't even speak. I'm not saying they didn't speak a lick of English, but they were not there to speak to us. They were just there to make sure that we had a great time and accommodate our needs, man. Great customer service.
Mm-hmm.
The best I've ever experienced. First time going on a cruise, and I would definitely recommend it. So if you do decide to go on a cruise, go Norwegian. And this was not a paid ad.
Hopefully they will pay us though.
Right. All right. So this is something I feel like this was gonna be the nitty gritty of the conversation, the episode, but I think every single point we went into, we definitely got the meat of it. Did you want to jump into music, or did you want to jump into our last topic? So our last two topics are music, and then what brings people to the mosque.
Oh yeah. So we're going to hit on a couple of the topics from
our Chit and Chai discussions.
Yeah, we'll kind of give like our extended opinions. No, I do want to hit on music because I kind of addressed it a little bit in the beginning.
Let's start it now.
So what my issue is with Muslim music, and more specifically Muslim hip hop. I want y'all to pay very close attention. There is such a thing as being too religious when it comes to your music. There is such a thing as not being able to make music that is, relatable to a sense, right? And what I mean is, if every song is like super like, I pray 5 times a day, like that's cool, but are you able to make music that can reach other people and it still has that Islamic influence without it being overly pushy towards, pray and read and things like that? Are you able to communicate with people so that when I cut on your song, in the car, like I can bump it knowing like, yo, this is a Muslim dude and he still makes dope music. Mm-hmm. Is it corny? The music's just corny, like plain and simple. There's no metaphors, there's no wordplay, there's no sort of artistic spin into it besides you having a nice beat or you being able to like sing and flow on someone else's beat. So I mean, I don't want to, man, forget it.
Do you think it's corny because you passed that age? Do you think if you were younger, it would have been, fine for you to kind of groove on?
Yeah, and I grew up with Islamic music, right? And it was dope. It was dope. But the big reason why it was dope was because it was original.
So
right?
That's your biggest thing.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. Like, all right, so I'm calling out Dean Squad.
Yeah.
I'm calling out Dean Squad. Like, I'm not going to be shy about it. I'm not going to be coy. And it's because, like, yo, I think that they're amazing artists. I think that they have extreme amounts of talent, but they don't make their own music. They like to take other people's beats and their themes and covers their music and just change the name and make it this Islamic music. Mm-hmm. And while that is cool, like there are plenty of people who do cover music and make it sound really good, I don't think that they do the greatest of jobs of making good music that can be appreciated in hip hop. Like nobody's gonna be like, yo, like let me hear a Muslim rapper and somebody that's not Muslim listen to him and be like, yo, they're dope. Like I don't, like me as a hip hop fan, I don't listen to their music because I'm like, I won't listen to like hip hop music. I listen to their music or cut their music on when I'm like, yo, like I want to cut this on for some kids or like like to put them on because they are Muslim brothers. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But like I just think they're dropping the ball. I think that they can do a much better job of making like the sister units, right? I said there's a sister who are doing great. Yuna, your cousin put me onto her, right? Her music is amazing. Awesome music. Any girl can listen to that. Any guy can listen to that and be like, man, this is a good singer. Yeah. She's dope. Oh, she's Muslim. That's what's up, right? She might even have a couple songs that like you're like, oh yeah, she's Muslim, but like her entire album isn't, it's not overkill. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like she's still a musician at the end of the day. She has her own craft. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm very disappointed in what Dean Squad has produced because every time I think, oh man, they're about to put out their own original music now. Mm-hmm. Like they're about to cut the samples because they've been doing that for a minute now, right? Mm-hmm. They have a big following. I just want to know, can they really make their own music? Do they have their own flow?
Okay, let's see. Right, because they've been posting online that they're gonna start doing that, and then when it happens, they can go ahead and critique that because you still haven't seen what you wanted. Yeah. So I'm on the other side of the fence. The songs that they do have, even though it's covers or just whatever, the message is very good. I'll give them that. Right, the message is very good. The content is quality, but you gotta get through the whole song to listen to that. Right, if you get aggravated in the beginning, just like you said,
I've listened to all their music. I've listened to almost every single one of their songs.
Have you learned anything? I've learned,
but you gotta remember, it's still a genre of music, right? There's still certain things in hip hop and in rap that you won't be able to hear for it to be a good song. Why do you like listen to certain songs? Because like, oh man, I like the way he said that and he turned it around. Matter of fact, and What's Free, right? Jay-Z goes, is there a sign I felt? There's never a sign I felt. I forget the entire line. I forget the entire verse. Mm-hmm. But he said that, and it was just like the wordplay in there, how he used it in that particular moment, how he rhymed and kept it on beat was just amazing. That was artistry. Mm. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between somebody that is able to draw really well, freehand really well, somebody who has amazing structure and is just an amazing artist, and then somebody who likes to trace, and then they color it a different color. That's why I feel like Dean Squad is. But I'm being honest. Like somebody has to be able to critique you without being hating. I think that they can make their own music and it'd be awesome, but I think that they're dropping the ball.
Now I understand where you're coming from. What point? That's
bro, like the covers are dope. They're cool. Like y'all
you want to see more of what they have.
Yeah,
you want to see
man.
like, come on, man. I want to see you more in the trenches, like back against the wall, like how what you can come up with.
There's no creativity. I'm not gonna say there's no creativity, but like, dude, it's getting played out to me. It's getting played out as somebody who looks at them and says, man, they can really kill it. I want to see them come out with their own mixtape with no covers.
I mean, be honest with you, I think our podcast would even got played out if we had a guest from the first episode, right?
Yeah.
Like every single episode we had a guest. Like, all right, dude, we get it.
And we're talking about the same thing.
Like, who are you? So for us to go this long without any guests, it's just like, okay, we've kept it original, and some people do want to see some mixes too, right?
Yeah,
mix it up.
Yeah, and look, and to make it clear, that's not a hit on anybody that has guests, because we have friends who have podcasts that have guests almost every episode, and it's very quality episodes. But what they talk about is original. You know what I'm saying? Like they're able, like this Muslim girl, for example. I love her podcast. Why? Because she's not only just talking about Muslim woman topics, but any woman can listen to that and relate. But like not anybody, not if I get a friend that loves hip hop, if I get my man Will,
who's your age,
who's my age, my man Will,
and you don't want D Squad.
He's gonna be like, dog, like, okay, one song was cool. I like how they flipped that. Yeah. But after listening to 5 songs, you're like, bro, cut this off. Yeah. This is like Barney music.
Yeah, almost like Kids Bop. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's just like Kids Bop. It is exactly like Kids Bop, except for Muslim kids.
I feel like they're slowly coming out of that though. I mean, they had the song with the Shariaki was Alhamdulillah. That was one of their top songs, right?
Bro, but that was a feature though.
That was a feature.
They featured.
They did.
And I mean, I guess all right, if you want to qualify that as one of their songs, cool. But I
you want to see more of that?
Yeah, because I do that because I'm comparing them to other Muslims who make their own original music, and it's dope.
So, even though you're critiquing them, you're putting them at a very high standard.
Yeah, yes.
So
I put them at a higher standard than most of these Muslim musicians and rappers.
You gotta say that from the beginning, because that makes a lot more sense now, right? The standard that you've had them at right now, you're just like, what you looking for?
One of the sisters I listened to, Aliyah Sharif, dope. She can spit. She did a couple covers and it was cool. I like how she flipped them and added the Islamic influence. I thought that was sick. But she had one song where she just spit and it was dope. Yeah. It was like you're like, yo, this sister can spit. Neelam and I'll Be the King, dope.
She has freestyles too.
And she got freestyles.
Isn't that how she got caught up? Not caught up, but seen by Diddy because. Seen by Diddy because what she do on Instagram and she posts like her going in
exactly
on the beat.
Exactly like but that's what I'm saying. Diddy could sit there and appreciate it, and she was talking
music. It doesn't matter.
It's music. Exactly. I don't think anybody can take Dean Squad. I mean, I personally can't take them seriously with their music. I can't take them seriously until they come out with a project where it's like, yo, this is our music. We sat down and created these beats. Not like, think about it. It's like, yo, you're just riding on a popular song's wave. They took Post Malone, their newest song that I was just listening to. Post Malone's Better Now. Great song. Actually, I'm still listening to his album right now. It's very good. And then they recreated. I'm feeling more. I think it's Blessed Now. More Blessed Now. It's like, dude, really? Now, you might be listening and saying I'm hating and whatever, maybe I am, but I think that I'm just being very critical of people who I think can do extremely well.
Just want to push them to the potential.
Yeah, man, I want them to be able to, I want them, a group that has one of the biggest names in Islamic music, Islamic hip hop, to get recognized outside of the Muslims that listen to them. You know what I'm saying? I want other people in hip hop be like, yo, like, oh, yo, Dean Squad is dope. You hear what they rap about? Like that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's more to their life other than what they talk about in their music.
And it's not like you're telling them like, hey, dude, stop making music, right? Because that'd be different. That would be hating, right? Because like, hey, dude, stop making music. Cause this,
I'm not saying I don't think they suck.
No,
I don't think they suck. That's not what I'm saying.
But you're saying like think that they get to that next level.
Yeah, bro.
Of like taking over not just the Muslim industry, Muslim music, just the music industry, taking them by storm.
I think they can come in. They can shock people because they have so much room to go forward that they just aren't taking advantage of. Well, you know what I'm saying? But I do want to shout out my man Khaled Siddiq. I listen to his music, and it's very good. Like you hear the Caribbean influence, the Jamaican influence, you hear like the London influence, and it's dope. I think he has his own sound and it's super, super dope.
He had a song, I think it was an old song. He was back out in Jersey, like in like, I don't know if it's the projects, but he was just out there in the streets, mixing in with the younger guys that are like us, right? Like the African American community was out in Jersey, and they all just dropped the song, and I like it because it was, you know, it was something that was upbeat, and they talked about real things on it, right? They talked about real things, real struggles, real hardships that you and I can definitely, you know, relate to. So
let me ask you, was it just Muslims that could relate to it? Was it like anybody?
No, it was anybody. Because especially
dope.
everybody that he had in the video, you know, it wasn't all like Muslims. It wasn't everybody that was walking all clean and sparkly, you know. It was just dope. Like, dude, I'm sitting on the hood of my car right now, you know, in front of my house. Dope. We posted.
That's dope. Who else is on this list? Shadi Aki, he had this song Alhamdulillah. I think that's dope. And I guess patience with him is a bigger deal. Like I want to know if he's coming out with more music. You know what I'm saying? Like I listened to the Joe Budden podcast and they talk about this with music. Like, you know, now in today's age, there's so many people who are just putting out music. And this isn't towards Shadi Aki. I'm going to bring this back, but like it's so hard for the people who are like putting out music consistently to stand out because you got so many people who are just, I'm just going to put a song out.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. And I think for artists, you know, for real artists, like if you put out a song, as music listeners, we expect to hear more and more and more and more and more. You always want more music. So
somebody that's in the industry, you got, so for example, like Mos Def, I listen to his music all the time, and even if he was Muslim or not, I'm like, yo, that is great music that I can relate to. That talks about the struggle, right?
Exactly.
I see what you're saying.
Matter of fact, there was this dude, Blue. Blue. He's a little bit older school. He was out like in the early 2000s era. You know, like when hip hop, it was like it was this weird genre of hip hop, right? You can't really describe it, but it was like, yo, this dude could flow. And then I was listening to like 3 of his songs, like, yo, this dude didn't cuss not one time. Okay. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't talking about like big booty hoes and you know what I'm saying?
So
like,
he did a good job?
He did a great job. But I was like, yo, like that song right there, the flow he had, that could have been a Muslim, you know what I'm saying? Talking about that exact situation. Like I want to hear about real stories. I want to hear about your story. That's what hip hop is. Hip hop is a version of poetry where you tell your story, your experiences in life to help other people. I mean, bro, we're doing something very similar with what we have right here, right? We talk about our experiences, we put it out there so people can relate. And that's what hip hop is. It's a way for people to either get hype. How you get hype is either for people to sit down and really think about like what your experiences are, reflect on their own experiences. So when music is only giving you one general message, it's like, yo, I need something more versatile. I need something where it's like, okay, I love Allah, I love God, but give me something. Give me, it has no umph. It's like it's very soft. Does it make sense?
It does make sense. I know you're bigger into music than I am. I see where you're coming from, you know, but I feel like I wish more people were doing it, right? That way we can see different type of aspects of hip hop. I think that's what you're saying, bro. The problem is that not only what they're doing, is just the aspect of hip hop. You feel like there's more than one person that's going down that route, whether it's, Dean Squad or just the other guy that you mentioned. It's like, yo, switch it up. Tell me about your life. Tell me the struggles that you went through and how Allah helped you get out of it, right? Even coming back to Dean Squad, one thing that got me onto them was when J. Dean had that freestyle and he was talking about Jumar, right? And how when he was 15 years old, he turned to a convert. That was straight freestyle. And that was probably one of the best pieces I've ever heard from him. Was that right there? Because so genuine, so original, so relatable. It
was a story.
Exactly.
He told a story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They feed off the energy of hype pop songs. They feed off of pop songs. Like God's Plan is great of a song. Allah's Plan, I love that song. I love that song. But I would have loved to hear maybe a song about before they converted and stuff they were doing and kind of like just like them spitting. Like I just want to hear them flow. I don't want to get hyped with every song that you know what I'm saying? Like a good album isn't just straight bangers. Like you gotta have those songs where you can kind of flow with them a little bit.
Talk to the audience a little bit.
Yeah, songs where they make me just, like not want to sing. They make they make sing along music. They make sing along music.
Boom, boom.
And I'm only look, and I feel like I'm like going at them, but it's just to make that point. And it's not even just them. There's other like, and I say men, Muslim men musicians, because a lot of the women are making bomb music. Yeah. They're making great music. Sisters, big ups to y'all, because that girl Yuna, Yuna, she is an amazing singer. Her music is great. The content in her music is great. And I think Mo can vouch for me. Like R&B, she makes some amazing R&B.
He put me on to her, like, this is definitely like Sade. You know, that's the first thing that came to mind, that type of music. I was like, dude, and I love Sade, so.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, yo, Sade, if Sade was Muslim, her music would still be good. Like, Muslims can listen to Sade and be like, yo, this is dope. You know what I'm saying? So I wanna hear some hip hop like that. I wanna hear some hip hop where it's like, dang, yo, this dude just spit fire. Well, you know what I'm saying?
Who knows? Maybe D Squad was, maybe they are doing something great, but maybe they open those doors for
I want them to prove me wrong.
We'll see. We'll have to come back at this commercial break. Then we'll have to come back.
Yeah, we can't keep going on this.
No. We love you guys, but we gotta move on.
Yeah.
So this segment right here is gonna be about about the new group of individuals that we have currently met and we love so far. Right? It's crazy saying we've been knowing people for 2 weeks and we love them so far. So for the Chit and Chai group, shout out to the founders or the creators, Muhammad and our brother Naeem. They're doing a phenomenal job. Keep on going, brothers. Just know that you have a group of individuals that have your back and do whatever is needed to keep on.
Is that a slight shout out?
Slight shout out before we go.
Round of applause.
So, you get your own shout out and segment, right? Hey. So we had there was this topic of discussion that really got our heads together and made us think really hard. So the two topics was about the mosque and more about the community. It was what brings people to the mosque and what keeps Muslims away.
Right.
And I love this because there was stuff in here that I never even thought of, such as what keeps Muslims away from the mosque, the architecture. When a sister said that, I was like, what do you mean the architecture? Right? I didn't think about what she was saying. She was talking, well, sometimes about how the mosque is built, right? How the blueprint first started. Sometimes when you go into a mosque, the sisters can't go through the front door. They got to go through the back door. So it kind of makes you think, like, who are these people that are actually making these blueprints, right? I was okay, then I asked her, like, what else for another example? She's like, well, when you look at how the mosque is, sometimes the musalla for the men are huge, open, free. But then some of the Muslim sisters are in the back, in a corner. They can't even see the imam at times. They may have a video, right? A video that's kind of live streaming the khutbah. They may not see anything. All they may be able to do is just hear it, right? And you're just like, yeah, that never goes to my mind when I'm going through the mosque. Like me as a Muslim man, 10 out of 10 times, and I'm saying 10 out of 10 times, I'm going to see the imam. Privilege, right? I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
But
we never had to think. Bro, we never had to think about that.
Ever. So when she said that, I was like, dang. So what do you want to do? You want to talk about what brings people to the mosque and what keeps Muslims away?
I guess we can go like on each. I thought that was a great first one to bring up. Yeah. Another one that I think that was the easy one. I think this was the easy one for people to bring up was judgment and was other you got hypocrites out there. Yeah. People being judgy, gossip, that sort of thing. It really turns people away from the mosque because if you feel like if you aren't just like everybody there, they're going to criticize you and they're going to talk bad about you.
Or you don't belong there.
Or not treat you as though you are part of the ummah. You know what I mean? And it is very hypocritical. You know what I'm saying? It is very much the opposite of what we want to represent as Muslims. Like we don't want to condone backbiting. We don't want to condone what's the opposite of tolerance? Like people who are intolerant, intolerant. We don't want to tolerate intolerance. There we go. So it's like you run into all of those issues when you go to, I won't say bigger mosques. I mean, I think there's generally that in other mosques, right? But because I come from a small community, you don't see a lot of that. You don't see a lot of...
Or you nip that in the butt real quick.
Yeah, you nip it, you just like, you address it, and just like, yo, we don't do that here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like I think that's one thing that a lot of different groups, like I was listening to a couple of groups around me, and they were all saying, kind of the same thing.
And I was talking about, just the way to kind of like knock that out, because And I feel like when we talk about what keeps Muslims away, maybe we should definitely talk about how we can kind of bring them back, right? So in regards to just judging and hypocrites, is just trying to get to know the people at the mosque. You know, have more people at the front door greeting people, right? Have kids greeting people, have Muslim men, Muslim women, white, black, you know, Asian, whatever it is, right? Just a whole bunch of different people out there. But you know what? This is a very diverse mosque, right? This is something I can feel comfortable with, because when you see somebody greet you at the mosque that looks kind of like you can automatically feel like you're home, right?
Yeah, so I just had a thought, like, the masjid is a business, and the currency is the love of Allah. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're trying to get a profit with the love of Allah, and in that aspect, you want to show that your mosque has diversity, and that you accept people who aren't Muslim to come in and sit in on Jummah, because you want to educate them.
Your iman and good deeds are welcomed here.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Your taqwa, like, you can't measure somebody's taqwa. We talk about that a lot. When you go to a mosque, like, there's a lot of judging and intolerance to people who don't, quote unquote, look Muslim or dress Muslim, but you can't judge what's in their hearts. You can't see that. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can see that. Absolutely. You know? So that, you know, the discussions we have there are amazing. Right. I look forward to it every week.
You just gotta come, because we're doing this injustice just because of how deep we get into these conversations.
Yeah. What else we got?
Another thing is about work. Work is a very simple one that didn't even come to mind to me, but definitely work keeps people away from a lot of things.
We've talked about that a lot.
Yeah, we have. I mean, where I work at one point was keeping me away from Jummah.
And I got on you about that, bro. I got on you.
Alhamdulillah, jumped out of that habit.
You know, I started this job 2 weeks ago now, right? Yeah. And the other day, I was tying my shoe. I had just made door in the snack closet, and I came out, and they all knew what I was doing. I had the rug. I didn't hide it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just made wudu, came in. I didn't say nothing. Just boom, you know, made prayer, and then I came out. And while I was tying my shoe, getting ready to go back to my office, I looked at the CEO and I said, "Hey, listen, like, I'm just letting you know, on Fridays for prayer, like, I have to go. Like, there's no exception." And he looked at me and said, "Absolutely." Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think for Muslims, for work to be an excuse is not good enough. It's not good enough, because we live in this.
Is there a good enough excuse? I don't think there's really a good enough excuse.
I mean, I think that there are certain excuses that are permissible, right? But, like, people use work all the time because that's the easiest way. Yeah. But, like, dude, at the end of the day, you're not going to be in line to heaven and Allah asks you, why did you not go to Jummah? You say, oh, I had to make money. You know what I'm saying? Like, trust me, dog, you're going to get more blessings for going to Jummah than anything else. Like, it's the most important day for Muslims. Yeah. It's the most important day. More important than he is.
So if work is stopping you, please find a way for it to not stop you anymore.
Try. You gotta, like, you actually have to fight for it, and I think that's what a lot of people's issue are. They don't want to fight for that.
Because your CEO is not gonna just give you 2 hours off. You know what I'm saying? Every Friday, that you gotta go work for that.
You gotta fight for that. Yeah. And you know, there's work that, you know, people in our communities are doing. Like my father, for example, right now he's, you know, alhamdulillah,
up against the board, man.
Yeah, he's going up against the school board for what they're doing with my sister, like making it very hard for her to get out of school on Friday. But it's people like that who are fighting for that right for us to do that. My dad even had to do it before, because my mom's a teacher. So they were in a battle before with another school board. But my dad, you know, he taught me early on that, you know, our religion, we have rights in this country as Muslim Americans. As Americans in general, we have rights, and we have to exercise those rights. And when we don't, we get taken advantage of.
Yes,
and that's exactly what we were talking about beforehand. Getting taken advantage of just because, oh, you don't want to make a fuss. No.
All right. Next, it is the imam. I'm so sorry, imam and leadership.
What is this one for?
Who keeps Muslims away from the mosque? Definitely, a good imam, I feel like, definitely brings people to a mosque, and a bad one can definitely make people run away. Like we had talked about earlier, his brother, when I was in a group yesterday, what's the brother's name? Actually, he texted me yesterday. I think his name was Ahmed. We had a great conversation. He is he's a know your rights activist and lawyer. And what he was telling me was that in regards to the imams, right? Those imams, sometimes when there's a new community building or a new mosque, they import those imams from, you know, various parts of the country,
he did say it.
right, around the world. And he's like, man, like these imams come in and try to run our community, but don't know anything about the community, don't know how to deal with the police, because that's important, right? You need police to come out and make sure everybody's safe during Jummah, during prayers. You see what's everything that's going on right now, right, in society. It's a fact about it, realistic. You got an imam that doesn't know about business dealings or know about the political leaders in the area. Like, all that's important, right? Don't think that just because he has high credentials, he's the best for the man for the job. Don't get me wrong, credentials are important, but you gotta know about the community. You gotta know about the area that because you're not only imam, you're kind of like the CEO, right? Everybody's following you in this mosque. So when you have a great imam and a great leadership, I feel like that makes things easier because they keep things transparent. They allow you to come back for more, right? But another thing that we had talked about in regards to the imam and leadership is what type of education are they providing for the Muslim community? Are they providing workshops not only for the kids but also for the adults? There was a time where, I'll share this story too with individuals in our group. There was a time when I went to the mosque and I was like, hey, do you have an Arabic course? Like, yes, we do for kids. I'm like, awesome. I'll definitely get my little brother and niece involved. I'm like, do you guys have something for adults? And he gave me this look like, bro, if you look the way you look with a full beard like that at that age, if you don't know Arabic, you're basically SOL, right? You know what SOL means. Shit out of luck. So when you get that look, it just kind of breaks you from the inside. You're like, I guess I am nothing. I guess I am a piece of whatever.
Really? That's how you feel? I'd be like, yo, F you. I need to go find a place they'll teach me.
Especially when you go look at a few different places.
I'm sorry, you need a hug,
like,
bro?
No, I don't need no hug. This is a very long time ago. But just stuff like that. All right. Yeah. You have anything else on the imams and leadership?
No. You got it, bro.
All right. Another thing that we had on here was having kids, right? I feel like having kids does keep you away from the mosque. I've seen in my own community, it's like, hey, look, let's go to Jummah, let's go to prayers. No, I can't. I got a kid that I got to take care of for. Well, take them to the mosque. No, if I take them to the mosque, they'll be loud, they'll be a burden, they'll be too much, right? But what did the brother say? Brother Naeem said yesterday, it was yesterday, 2 days ago, he said that the Prophet ﷺ was that when a baby was crying in the mosque, he ended the prayer early to ease and relieve that discomfort the mom would have from the baby crying. I just thought that was absolutely beautiful, and it's something that I've never ever heard before, because in our community or the community that I've seen, like, yo, just somebody shut that baby up. Why'd you bring him? You know what I mean?
like it's a movie or something.
Like, why'd you bring him the kid? And then,
why would you bring a crying
baby? So people
baby?
don't know that may be the only place that the mom can come to, aka the mosque, that she can come and relieve herself from her civil duties every single day, But then we go ahead and kick them out. Like, where are they gonna go? And they may not come back to the mosque again. So, you got anything else about having kids?
I think that for the people who don't take their kids out of school, I think that for kids, that's the reason why they don't go to the mosque or don't grow up going to the mosque, because their parents don't make that concerted effort to get them out. And for us as Muslims, and for this being the most important day for us in general, to get reminded of the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like, yo, you got to take your kids out. You have to expose them to this environment, or else going to the mosque isn't really something that is important to them. Like, for me, like, I tell them all the time, in my life, I think I've missed, like, when I can help it, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, for instance, last weekend we were at the cruise, like, there was no way we could go to Jummah,
Yeah, we were.
So in those instances, I don't count it. But in the situations where it was like I missed it because, I was working or whatever, I think I've missed less than 20. You know what I'm saying, in my lifetime.
MashaAllah.
So, and the reason is because my parents instilled in me from a very, very, I'm talking like 4 or 5 years old, that every Friday you go to Jummah.
How important is this?
Every Friday. It is so important for you to go. Every Friday.
Yeah.
And so we have to start instilling that in our kids, because the brother Naeem was saying how important the mosque is to our community development.
To how important the mosque is to Islam.
Yeah.
He was saying the five principles, the 5 pillars of Muslims. What are they, right? Zakat. He said when you do zakat, where do you do zakat at? The mosque.
Yeah, when you give
He's talking about Saum, or fasting. When you go ahead and fast in Ramadan, where do you usually break your fast and go to a group of people and pray? The mosque, right? Mm-hmm. The pilgrimage. That happens at
That is the mosque. That's the world mosque.
Right? After that, Wow, man.
Shahada.
Yeah, making the shahada. Where do people usually make shahada at? The mosque.
And where do you make 5 prayers?
Last but not least, the 5 prayers. Even though some people make it at home, but the mosque. So he's saying you can't get away. You can't get around the mosque. The mosque has to be a part of your life.
So this was,
which I thought was very interesting.
This is something I want to ask. Like, it's hard to ask, I guess, some of these things on Wednesday because there's so many people and you don't want to be inconsiderate of other people's time. Yeah. But it was like, I know, like, when we think of mosque, we think of like the physical mosque, right? But I've heard plenty of times Muslims say that the earth is our mosque, right? The earth is our masjid. You never heard that before? Like, that's what say, you can pray anywhere because the earth is Allah's masjid.
Yeah, on that aspect, okay.
Yeah. So in terms of like a communal mosque, right? Like could your house not be considered like your mosque? Like we've done Jummah at my house before.
Yeah.
Just because, if like we couldn't make it to the mosque or what have you. Like even for you, like if y'all decide to do Jummah at your house one day, everybody's out and the situation's right, like could that not be your mosque, right? Because it's all indicative of the same things. Like you have the criteria, like all your community is there. You know what I'm saying? Your family is all there. That's your community. Like you have more than 3 people. That is your community.
That's a good question.
I don't know.